everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Firehouse Chronicles, where we document history. I'm your host, Joyce Costigan, and with me always is my co-host, Willie Costigan. And joining us in the studio today is Francis T. Lenahan, lifetime member with over 50 years and honorary chief of the East Rockaway Fire Department, who was kind enough to take the time to share his experience while we document history. A warm welcome, Chief, and now I hand it over to you, Will.
Okay, so I've known Fran a long time, so I've been on a lot of days when we did things. So he's a good man to talk to. All right, so Fran, I'll start off by saying I know you live in East Rockaway.
Yes.
All your life?
No.
Okay, where were you born?
Brooklyn.
What year did you get out to East Rockaway?
1961.
Okay, so a long time.
Yes.
Okay. When did you get involved with the fire department?
1968.
Is that your 18th birthday?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have any family members in the fire department?
No.
How'd you get there?
I had uncles that were in the fire department, but city fire department.
So how'd you get, what made you get the courage to go to the fire department and join?
I was going with a bunch of guys, hanging out with a bunch of guys, and there was 12 of us that actually we became what we called the Dirty Dozen. That's exactly right. That was the year of the movie, but we became the Dirty Dozen because the fellas that lived with the older members in the fire department. There was 3 sections of the fire department. It was Main Street, Grant Avenue, and then Liberty Hose. Liberty Hose is the south side of the. Am I talking too much?
Yeah. No. Okay, I know what you're talking about. South.
It was the south side. North side, excuse me. North side. It was the other side of the tracks.
Is that where you are?
I'm on the other. I'm on the north side of it.
Okay.
I'm on the north side of the tracks.
What firehouse?
Liberty Hose.
You're in Liberty Hose.
Liberty
Okay.
Hose. Liberty Hose. Liberty Hose. Number 2. Company number 2.
Okay.
So what happened was that whole entire my firehouse. They used to call them the Silk Stocking Lounge because the guys who were in it were all older guys, and they were all guys that lived in the village of themselves. But what they did was they were all like older men that all like were business guys, and they all like worked in the city. So all of a sudden, this influx of guys, which I was part of,
Guys.
Yes, these 12 guys. We all came in at one time. So
Did you come to this all the same company, or you went throughout the fire department?
No, we all came in the same company for the most part.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
We kind of took over.
I'll say.
That's basically what happened. That's basically what we put a major influx into the fire department.
Were they upset about it, those old timers?
No, they were glad to see us. You know, but it took a long time because they were all set in their ways.
Sure.
You know, they were all in their 50s, 60s, and 70s at the time, and I was like I was 18, I was 21, whatever. How old? How old did I have to be? I don't remember.
18
Yeah.
probably.
18.
So all you young bucks come
Yes,
in?
exactly.
I know you have a brother.
Yes.
What's your brother's name?
Larry.
Larry. Was he in the fire department?
Yes, he was in with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
but he joined a little after me.
Okay, and then Mary, and I know your sister Mary.
My sister
and
eventually joined.
Yeah, she joined, right?
Yeah, she's a city fire medic.
Right. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Is she still in the fire department?
Yeah, she's still.
Wow.
Yeah, she still goes to calls.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. What did your dad do for a living?
My dad worked for the city. He was a transit worker. Worked in the city. He was
Okay.
a fellow worked on the trains.
And what did he think when you said, Dad, I'm joining the fire department?
No, it was fine with it.
Yeah.
It was fine with it. Yeah, I had like extended family that were all part of the fire department, but city guys.
Yeah.
Right. It's almost like joining at that age, like joining the Knights of Columbus. Or joining,
Exactly.
Right. It's just, but you're a veteran too, so
Correct.
So you did you join the fire department before you went in the
Yes.
service? Oh, you did.
I joined the fire department when I was 18.
Okay.
I got drafted when I was 19, which was the average age of a soldier at the time. You know, Vietnam was going on. Vietnam was raging, and
Yeah, that was the thick of it.
yeah,
During that
absolutely.
time, yeah.
Yeah, so I joined in 1968.
Did you have other guys that went to Vietnam?
Oh
went
yeah,
to
absolutely.
in the
Half of
service with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The part of the 19 guys, The
12.
Dirty
The
Dozen.
Dirty Dozen?
The Dirty Dozen. Also, guys that had to go to, Vietnam.
So you all went and then you all came back? and-
Correct.
Oh, thank goodness you came back.
Okay, so you just decided one day, you and your friends, let's go down to the fire, see what this is all about. Do you remember the first days you went there?
I remember exactly when I get in there because we were all drinking at the time. To be honest with you, there was a lot going on. A lot of drinking. It actually became a place to drink.
Where did you live when
I lived in East Rockaway. I lived on Adams Street in East Rockaway. Down on the south side of the town.
Okay, yeah. So
I
you
lived with my parents.
okay, so you actually had to travel to get up to the firehouse.
Correct.
It wasn't like it is now around the corner.
No.
Okay.
Because Main Street was closer to me, but
Yeah.
I didn't go there.
Okay. All right. So when you went down there, who's like the oldest guy you remember meeting, like going back?
The oldest guy. Well, the oldest guy.
So you as an 18-year-old, who do you like? Who stands out in your mind that like?
Of my company.
Yeah, like of the guys you met when you joined the fire department. And what I'm trying to do is go back. Like, how far can you go back with the guys you met when you got in? Like, what was the connection?
Well, I know the oldest fella that's in the fire department now is what the heck is his name? He's very old. He's got to be 90. Is what the heck is his name? I told you I
Yeah, no, yeah.
I have a problem with.
Yeah, but what? Even did you know Jacoby when he was?
Yes.
Because he was an East Rockaway guy. Well,
I
he was
know
like,
I think he came from Hewlett or something.
yeah, he was Inwood, and then
Inwood or something.
He did time. I didn't know it either. He did
Yeah.
time. He goes, yeah, I was in East Rockaway for a few years. I think he actually went to captain, and then he came to Oceanside.
Really?
Yeah, which I never knew that, but
Wow. I knew Joe Jacoby because when I was in the police department,
he was at the medical center.
he was at the medical center. But I also knew him when he became a chief for the for the Oceanside Fire Department.
Yeah.
I was also a police officer at the time. and
Yeah,
I used to
yeah.
hook him up with him all the time.
Yeah. All right. So, do you remember who was the chief at the fire department when you joined?
Yes. What the heck was his name?
Think about it.
Take a minute.
I remember who the chief was when I was the chief. When I in my
Captain
Mike Pizzino was the chief.
of what year?
68.
Oh, 68. Okay.
Yes, but he was 68. Yeah, I think he was the full chief.
Still alive?
No, he's dead.
He passed away. Okay. So, do you know anything about him? How far back did he go? Or
Oh, he was he worked at the Navy Yard.
was he out of your company?
Yes,
Oh, he was. So, okay.
he was the chief at my time. Excuse me.
Yeah.
He was chief at my time when I was
Joining.
joining.
Yeah.
He was the chief. He worked at the Navy Yard. He had a big job working at the Navy Yard. Because I told you that all the guys that I joined with, the guys that were in the fire department at the time in my company, were all guys that worked in Manhattan and stuff. So I never saw these guys.
Okay.
So were they weekenders? Just
They were, they were older guys, and they were.
Yeah, they spent 12-hour days going in and out of the city.
In that city,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And you did truck duty on Sunday mornings?
Every Sunday morning was 10 to 12.
10 to 12. Okay.
With you had to go every still to this day.
Yeah.
Oh,
you,
yeah.
You changed for the summer?
Excuse me.
Like here in Long Beach, they change Memorial Day. It goes to Wednesday nights for the summer,
No.
and then it goes back.
We're
Labor Day.
we're Sundays at 10 to 12.
Okay, and that's social time or is it training?
That's training and duties.
It could lead to anything.
Oh,
did you like it? Did you enjoy it?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. at
You
the
never
time.
got bored of it? Like
Do you still go there?
I bought my house close to the firehouse.
You're right around the
oh,
corner.
just for that.
Exactly. I said to my wife, you know where I live, obviously, on
Yeah, you're right there.
Clark Street, on the Garfield, excuse me, right down the block. I can walk to it, to the
Yeah.
firehouse, my firehouse. And that's what I did. I
Oh, that's beautiful.
yes. I saw my house. I was looking for a house.
Yeah.
My wife said, I said, I think there's a house like on Garfield. She goes, I think so too, but we don't know where it is. I said, try and find out. It's down the block someplace. I know it's a white house on Garfield. So she went all the way down Garfield, went to the house. The house wasn't even up for sale at the time. It was up for sale, but she didn't even know it. She goes, are you buying this? Are you selling your house there or something? Yeah. So the lady comes out and says, yes, I'm selling a house, you know. She goes, oh, can I look at it? So she says, my wife says, oh, okay, we'll take this house. So the woman says, you haven't even talked to your husband. She goes, don't worry about it.
What year?
1978. She goes, don't worry. My wife said, don't worry about it. He'll take it.
Rose always knows best.
Absolutely. I had no problem with that.
Okay, so
Guy, do you have a it's like that little.
Okay, yeah.
My nose is always kind of running every 2 seconds.
okay, what about want me to wait a second? What's the oldest truck you remember in the fire department?
Oh, the oldest truck. Well, Mike, the truck I 1946 Mack. We were all Mack trucks at the time.
Is that out of your firehouse?
That was out of my firehouse.
You drove it?
I drove it, but not one more.
Okay.
It was a stick.
No kidding.
Was that
yeah.
an open?
Yeah, it was open cab. Oh, yeah. Open cab.
Wow.
That's like the ones Chief Wade talked about.
Yeah. 46, 56, 66. You're talking 30-something years. Yeah. 30 years old when you were driving. It's good.
Oh, yeah.
When did they change to a new?
1969.
Oh, so you had that for a year?
Yes. Then we got a 1969 Mack, and I drove that all the time.
Okay.
Then we got a 19, whatever the hell it was. We got the new truck we have now. I think it's my friend, I can't remember what year what it is, but that's that's the newer one now.
Okay. So in your time in the fire department, what was the biggest event you remember? What fires?
Well, I definitely remember the fire in East Rockaway. It was the East Rockaway High School.
What caused it? What was it?
I don't remember what the cause of it was, but it burned pretty good.
Yeah. What year was that?
I think it was 1986.
I'm not kidding.
During the school day or the?
No. I think it was the weekend.
Oh, thank goodness.
And I think it might have been a longer weekend or something because my friend was my friend was one of the custodians at the school. He wasn't a fireman, but he was a custodian. But I just remember that was like around 1986. That burned pretty good.
Was that all hands, mutual aids, and?
Oh yeah, that was a biggie.
Okay, and the 86? 86,
pretty sure it was 86.
Okay, and then what other fires do you remember? You come down to Long Beach? Did you come mutual aid to Long Beach?
I can't remember.
Was there anything other than fires? Any big incidents you remember? Did Davison's boatyard not burn down?
I remember Davis's boatyard it didn't burn down. The building behind it burnt. But that wasn't all that big of a fire though. But it was a logistical fire. You know what I mean? It was across the island. I can't remember exactly what happened.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. All right. So
I'm just trying to think.
Oh, do you feel helpless? Like all you could do is just watch it burn because there wasn't a clear path to get to it?
I can't remember.
all right. What about this? Usually is the best part of the social part of the fire department.
Oh, no.
Right?
Now
there was
Freddie's
a-
home. He's home now.
There was a social.
Now I
end.
remember. Now
Yeah.
I can't
Oh, it's all coming back.
I can't tell you much about fires. I can certainly talk about social.
Yeah. So, because that was the biggest thing with the volunteers
Exactly.
was the social part.
Exactly.
Of it, right? And
Exactly. That was why we all joined.
Yeah.
I'll be perfectly honest with you.
Right. Open bar 24/7.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But can
I
I
built
just-
2 bars there.
Can I just ask, was the firefighting part all that you thought it was? The one when
Well, you know what
did?
it was? We didn't have to do all the crap that we got to do now that the guys have to do now.
right,
right,
right.
There's way too much training as far as I was concerned. Yeah. I think all we had to do was essentials or something and basics.
Yeah, basic firefighting.
An
That was-
essential
that
or
was it.
something with some a couple of days a week or something.
Right. You went to you were captain, right? You
I
went
was a
to
captain. Yeah, I
Okay.
eventually became an ex-captain.
Okay. And then so going back to the social, you went to the parades.
Went to parade, absolutely. Oceanside,
East Rockaway.
East Rockaway, Freeport.
Oh, that East Rockaway parade, man. You know what they call it, East Rockaway parade? That was my American graffiti. The night just kept going. We were at the Wild Duck Inn, and
Absolutely.
we were at another restaurant in town, and we were meeting at the diner. And it was our American graffiti, where the
Absolutely.
night just kept going on.
Absolutely. You should have gave me the history of East Rockaway socially. Oh,
So-
we had so many bars.
Yeah, and you went. You probably in a lot of wedding parties over the years, right?
Man,
All the guys.
absolutely.
All right, so tell me about when you were, the parties and did you guys have like an annual party over there? Memorial Day, anything?
Oh yeah. Well, I used to do a lot of Christmas parties because I used to do. We used to go into. Well, let me backtrack.
It's funny because when I was talking to Bob, Chief Jacoby,
Yeah.
and he had some memory things, and I said, "Hey, let's talk about the social line." All of a sudden, he was like, "Whoa, totally different story." He remembered
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of some good stuff. Man, I got sweet.
Were you well?
I was a bad guy.
You were.
Yeah. I used to do weird shit, man. Let me tell you something.
Were you like the
had
group leader?
I had my friend had a jacket. We used to go to Inwood all the Woodmere all the time to play. We used to have to go to Woodmere on Sundays in the afternoon to play basketball, to play volleyball. We were a big time volleyball team.
Okay.
My team, because I had all the guys, my 12 guys that were friends of mine, and we would go to Woodmere all the time, and they had a what do you call it machine?
Slot.
No, it had shots in it. It had airline bottles, those little airline bottles.
Yeah.
Okay, that I don't even know if they make them anymore.
Oh, yeah,
They used to
yeah.
get a little like
One shot.
one and a half ounce shot of they had them all in the
In a vending machine?
in the vending machine. You get any kind of shot you wanted. Okay?
That was a long time ago because
That was in
you don't
Woodmere.
see that now.
That was in Woodmere, and we'd go there, and I used to get banged up pretty good when we left. We would do weird shit. I always felt terrible about this guy, and I'm going to put this on tape
Oh boy.
because I always feel terrible about it. My friend had a beautiful, nice jacket. We all bought these jackets.
Company jacket?
Jacks. They
Volleyball?
were just like I have like the Kelly Green. Yeah. And the back of it said Liberty Hose Company.
Right.
Number 2.
Right.
And down on the front of the jacket had a nice emblem and all. And I'm sitting at the back of the bar, and we had a bar in the Firehouse. The upstairs bar was just a small little bar, like about I don't know how.
Like
big
a
this-
3-seater bar?
Like a 3-seater bar. It was as long as that bar, just as long as your bar right there. And then there was also a bar downstairs. Very, very quaint little bar, but a little longer than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 6 feet.
Yeah, about 6 feet or so. So at the downstairs bar, I'm sitting at the bar, and I got my friend, and my friend's gone. I forget what happened, where he was. He was pretty banged up. And he bought this jacket that says Liberty Coast Company. So what I did was, I said, "There's something wrong with this jacket." So I started using the magic marker, and I filled in his. I did the whole. I did the whole jacket in black.
Oh,
I painted the whole. I felt so bad that this guy was walking around with a fucking jacket. I go, wow. I used to torture this guy. Oh. Yeah.
Did he know it
He's
was
dead
you?
now.
Did
He's
he?
dead now.
Oh, he's dead now. Yeah.
I'm sure he forgave you.
I'm sure. I hope so. That was Bill Hummel. That was his father was a chief. Bill Hummel's father. Oh, I can remember Bill Hummel. Yeah, that was an old timer. He was 1942, and then that was his son.
Oh, and he was a World War II vet. The father, you remember?
I don't know if Bill was a vet. We had a. I think we used to have what do you call it?
Honor board.
A plaque.
Yeah.
With about 10 or 15 guys from World War II.
Oh wow!
okay.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's impressive.
Yeah, and it was. I mean, I could tell you the guys' names. There was a guy named Jigger Holmes. I think he was great. Jigger was the best. My son, in fact, my brother got Jigger's name.
Oh, really?
They call my brother Jigger because Jigger was he never became a chief, never became
An officer?
never became an officer. He didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
But he was just a wild guy. But he was an old guy. He was older at the time.
Yeah.
And Jigger was hot shit. He was a good guy. He was a good guy.
So do you,
He was a World War II guy.
as of today, though,
Yeah.
you see that's changed. That whole social thing has
Oh,
changed.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah,
Absolutely. Now?
These guys don't understand what it was like at one time.
Oh no, absolutely not. You can't imagine.
Yeah, we had like in our show, we had happy hour on Friday nights, and it would be packed with guys coming home from work.
Yep.
Guys in the middle of work would come in, have a couple of
Yeah.
drinks,
Oh, yeah.
and that was like the standard thing. And then another firehouse would be they had bowling, 2nd Battalion bowling. That was a big. They go to Friday night. Everybody would go to the bowling alley, then go to a bar after that. It's like,
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it seems today it takes so much effort to get them to come together.
We can't get anybody out.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's very, very hard. Even the guys, like my guys now, I walk down to the firehouse when the alarm goes off. I can't do anything.
yeah.
But I walk down there to show my support. Because I used to be an officer. Then I used to drive the truck all the time. I got a thing for the show, being a chauffeur of the year or some shit.
Yeah.
And anyway, we can't get anybody out anymore.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's
That's-
very hard.
It's like across the board. That's the way it is. Yeah.
It seems like
Like we're doing this right now. The volunteer fire department has got a tough time behind.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
gonna be very tough.
Absolutely. Well, you know, we started doing this because, like I was telling you, you see these guys' pictures on the wall, and they're all different. They're all characters.
Yes.
One way or another, they all had some kind of. And we, in Oceanside, we talk about Chief Fred Nickey's. He was chief in 1954, and Tommy Pellegrino said, "Oh, he goes, Fred Nickey's on Sunday afternoons would put on like big band music."
Yeah.
And he goes, he would sit at the bar with a martini, and he goes, then he would start dancing, and he goes, come on, I'll show you guys how to dance. I go, you don't have that. You just don't have that connection anymore.
No.
But nor I find do they want to be social. They just keep to themselves. They just get in, do the fire, and get out.
I don't know, man. It's just I went. You know what? It was the partying. I went to so many parties.
Yeah. It makes me feel sad for them to see what they're missing out.
Yeah, when you think about it, I mean, every year we had like my firehouse. I'm just talking about my firehouse. We had. I used to love to. We used to have a steak party.
Oh yeah.
We would all just do steaks, just do it in the backyard. But it was a fun party. Then we would always have a Halloween party. That was great.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
We always had I can remember I can remember these things don't happen anymore. Las Vegas nights.
Yeah. Right,
Oh
right,
yeah.
Yeah.
Now I was a big time.
used to be all over the place.
I was
Yeah.
big in Las Vegas nights. I was a big dealer in Las Vegas nights.
Yeah. Southside used to host that in
Yeah,
Oceanside.
Rescue had them. Rescue had a snowball party with gambling going on.
Correct.
And,
Yep. So those are the things that I think about that are not here anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Thing of the past. Yeah.
Maybe they're pissed. Yep.
All right.
Yeah,
So
it's kind of sad,
It
what
is,
it is.
but time goes on, and I don't know what the guys that are in right now, the young guys, in 20 years what they're going to talk about. Like, like my son will call me all the time and go, I'm at the firehouse, nobody's here. And it'll be like Friday night, like, where's everybody? He's like, I thought they'd be down here. But it's just, used to be everybody was at the firehouse Friday night. Yeah.
Yes.
And,
And
we go
Correct.
from there.
Absolutely.
It also seems, I mean, you raised a family being in the firehouse. You still
Absolutely.
managed to get down there.
Absolutely.
So I don't see what the
My
problem
whole
is.
family was always involved in firehouse activities when we were younger. But now my kids are older. My 2 daughters live in Merrick, and then my
Right.
son lives in California, and I live in California as well. With him.
Right.
Twice or whatever you call it, snowbirding.
Yeah, right.
But it's tough. Nobody comes down anymore.
Yeah. That's universal.
The bar committee. We had to have a tough time getting a bar committee chairman.
Right. Well, you know though, when
Been a bar committee chairman for a gazillion years.
right, when
I took over for Jigga, and I took over from Jigga.
Oh my goodness.
when my nephews were in the police academy, the city police academy,
Yes.
my thing was when I was in city police academy, Fridays was like come home, change your clothes, and I go back and meet the guys. Like we go bouncing around Queens and Manhattan, and I said to my nephew, "You go out on Friday night?" And they're like, "No, we come home." I go, "Yeah, don't you go back?" No, like it stopped. And I remember the precinct parties used to go into the next day, and guys would be going right to a day tour, right from the parties, and they don't have that
Honestly,
anymore.
I blame video games and the phone.
This stuff.
Yeah, it kept them inside.
Yeah.
It kept them from socializing.
I remember first time I saw you. You were on. What did you had to. Didn't somebody?
Punch you in the eye.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, in the 4th precinct. I was a
Yes.
city cop.
Were you at the time?
Yeah, yeah.
But I remember meeting you.
Was it a call?
Yeah. I forget what
I was on a fire department call, and I got punched in the eye by a guy, and then Eddie Carter was there, and
I think your brother came down because I remember Kevin.
Yeah,
'Cause I knew your brother Kevin, but excuse me.
yeah, right. You came to the call where they locked up
Yes.
the guy.
You
Right.
came as
Yes.
police?
Yes.
Yeah, so lock up the guy, and then Eddie Carter comes to the hospital and goes, "Oh, the desk officer wants to know when you're coming in to process that arrest." I go, "I don't know when you're going to arrest. What are you talking about?" So,
Yeah, I remember that.
It was and you know who the CO was? Lytel. And he called me like 2 days later.
Oh,
He
was
goes,
it?
Can
Was
you
it?
come in? And I go, I don't know. And so he goes, go. And I walk in, and my eye is black. He goes, that happened to you? I go, I got punched. And he's like, and they didn't lock the guy up? And I go, no, that's what I'm complaining about. And it was like weird that.
Yeah, I don't remember the whole semantics of everything.
Yeah, it was funny though, because the desk officer there, I forget who he was, but he became a captain in Marine Bureau. And there, so I'm in emergency service, and they sent me to Marine Bureau, and he couldn't put his finger on where he knew me from. Right? He's like, "What's your name?" I go, "Costigan." He's like, "Yeah, where you from?" I says, "Well, I live in Long Beach." And I know he was trying to figure out, where do I know this guy from?
Yeah. I think when I remember Jorgensen was a desk off was the big boss.
But listen, we got to one day sit down and do your police career and talk about the antics you did when you were a cop. I think the statute of limitations have expired. I think you'll be free.
That's a whole other episode that we have to dedicate.
Absolutely.
Right now we're on fire.
you know what I have to do? I have to do this like all over again.
Yeah.
But I have to get like
Get some
my
notes
names.
together?
Yeah, like get my notes. Like
Yeah.
who's who in the police.
Yeah,
world.
but I tell you what, when you listen to it, it's the whole idea is to get your personality, and this is you. This is how everybody knows you. And hey, listen,
I'm outrunning my nose.
30 years from now, me and you're going to be gone, and some kid's going to go, "Who is this guy, Fran Lenahan?" Like Rick's talking about.
he was
like,
legend.
"Oh, go on YouTube, pay $35, listen to this guy."
But I had the fire department for me personally was great.
Mm-hmm.
Was great.
You used to go to meetings.
Still go. I still
Used
go.
to go, yeah.
I go every month, every first Tuesday of the month.
And how many of the 12 guys are left?
Me, one other guy.
Wow.
One other guy.
Yeah, but it's been
Two out
like
of
50,
12.
50
Two
how
out
many
of
years?
12.
50.
Since 68.
So
What is
50,
that?
56 years?
Well,
I was at your honorary chief
Yes.
ceremony.
Yeah,
that
we
was
were
nice.
there.
yes, I remember.
Very nice, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess that's it. We'll wrap it up, and we'll listen to it and see what it sounds like, and take it from there.
Okay.
Oh, it sounds good. Thank you.
Gonna
Fran.
ask me anything else?
I don't know. Is there anything else?
Do you remember who the officers were in the company when you got in?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Mickey Desart. He was the captain. He was older. He was my friend Smitty's.
I don't know. Spending it.
Remember my friend
I just
Smitty?
remember you talking about him all the time.
My friend Smitty was a great guy.
They own the auto parts place,
The
right?
auto parts
Right.
place. And Mickey Desart worked for Smitty's father.
Okay.
And so he was older. He's like he was probably 30, probably a whopping 30 years old at the time.
Yeah.
He was the captain.
And he's still alive or passed away?
No, he passed away.
Okay.
Who else? Mickey. I mean, I can remember Guy. I can remember
Yeah, who else do you remember?
Mike Petriello. Donza from Donza's Funeral Home.
Oh, Guy Donza?
I think Guy Donza was one of the cat. What was it?
Oh, he was one of the officers?
He might have been one of the officers. I think. We had the first fatality was at the time was Bobby Pryor.
What happened there?
Fell off the fire truck.
Ooh.
Going to a
Fell
call?
off- yes. And fell off, and then I had to go back and find him.
Oh, yeah?
And they found him on Carmen Avenue. He had his head hit a tree.
Were you on the call?
No, I was in the Army.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In 70 and 71, I went in the Army.
And let me ask you a quick. Before we end, can we talk about Brian Fahey?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Tell me about Brian Fahey,
My brother-in-law?
your brother.
I
Great,
love that
great
boy,
guy.
boy.
Yeah. Yeah. He was a character, man.
I remember, I loved Brian when we would go to the parades.
Yeah.
Remember?
Wait, just so that the listeners understand, he was your brother-in-law married to your...
My sister.
Yeah.
Mary's.
Okay.
Yeah, Mary.
Yes. He's a fire. He was city fireman.
Mm-hmm.
Died and
Hempstead chief,
he's
ex-chief.
ex Hempstead chief,
Mm-hmm.
city fireman. He became a what do you call it? a rescue 4
Yeah.
firefighter. So he was like in the next.
Classic guy. He was just...
that was an elite group?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
yeah. That's like the cops.
Like
Yeah,
the ESU?
ESU the cops. He was ESU the fire department
Right.
for argument's sake.
Okay.
And he was Father's Day.
On the Father's Day fire.
2001.
I'll never forget that. It was a Father's Day, 2001. We were supposed to go to my sister's house. He was going to come home. He was coming home. He was doing a night shift. He was coming home, day shift or whatever. He was coming home. We were going to have our Father's Day thing during the course of the day. So my sister all of a sudden I get a call from my sister. My sister says, "Can you come home? Something's wrong. They got a fireman at my house." And I said, "Okay, I'll go down. I'll be right there."
She was a block away from you.
She's a block away from me. So I shot down to the thing, because my sister always said to me that if something's gonna happen to him, she's gonna know. She's gonna know that something happened that was bad. So I went there, and I went to so my sister says there's something wrong. And what happened was all of a sudden a fire chief from the city showed up. Now the fire chief from the city was like, he must have been the low man on the totem pole, because he had no idea what was going on, other than the fact that he couldn't tell me anything other than,
Oh, yeah?
yeah, I said to him, I go, "What's going on?" I said to him, I must have told him 10 times. I says, "Listen to me." I said to the guy, "Listen," I said, "I know I'm a cop." I said, "Pop, pop, pop," I said, "I know," I said, "I just want to know if something, I know, is he dead?" I says, "I want to know if he's dead, because if he's dead, I can deal with when he's dead, but I want to be able to take care of my sister."
Right.
So he goes, I don't know. He goes, "I don't know. I really don't know if," he goes, he's in a big fire. Okay, there's fatalities, but I don't know what's going on now. He says there's 3 guys that were hurt in the fire, and we don't know exactly what the status of them was. But this is the fire chief that came to the house, came to my sister's house.
Well, was his idea to take your sister into the city, or
Well, they were waiting
For
See-
word?
so he was just
for
going to hang
word.
out?
Yes, because what happened was Brian was trapped.
Right.
Okay, and my brother-in-law was a chief at the fire academy in Nassau County.
Right,
He was
instructor.
teaching. He was an instructor in Nassau County, and his instruction. He was the main guy for confined space rescues. So anyway, we figured, well, he's something's wrong. We didn't know who was injured or anything. We just knew something was wrong. But then we were figuring, well, they're coming to my sister's house.
Right.
He's one of the guys. So anyway, so I said to the chief, I said, listen, please tell me. He says, I don't know, but I think he was bullshitting. To be honest with you, I think they knew that something was wrong. They were just trying to get him out of it because what happened was, I had to go into Flushing, like hospital or something. I don't know what the hell the hospital is in Flushing, but it was. I went in there, and now I'm taking my sister. Now this chief is taking me and my sister, and in his car into the city, into this Flushing place, into Flushing, and I keep seeing like cars going, but like it was like a chief's car, like the city fire car.
Commissioners and
not
chiefs.
that. No, I'm sorry. City cops. City cops were escorting us in.
Okay.
Okay, so I said, "Holy shit!
It's big,
This is
whatever
big."
it
I said, "This is big." So now I get out. So now we pull up to the hospital. There's a gazillion city firemen in there,
Yeah.
and all the guys are like all around the building. So I said, "This is not good." And I get out of the car, and my sister's like, she knows there's something's bad. Because all the guys, if you ever watch on TV, when somebody pulls up, everybody starts to look,
Oh, yeah.
and they're all looking. You know it's you.
Yeah.
You know something. So I knew. I said, this has got to be Brian. I says, I wish the guy would have freaking said, hey, this is your brother-in-law or whatever. Be prepared.
Right.
So I wasn't prepared, and they said to me, I go, what? I said to the chief that whatever the chief was, it gives me a little upsetting to me, but he says, he goes, it's Brian. I go, oh, okay, this is my brother-in-law, and they go, Hickey is gone. Brian Hickey, and what the hell was the other guy? Not Brian Hickey.
No, Harry Ford,
Harry Ford, and
John.
Dunleavy.
No.
Dunleavy.
You're mixing up.
St. Patrick's Day Parade.
Yes, I got the same bet. I'm sorry.
Dunleavy's okay. Let's just
I got
square
your
that.
democracy. You got no.
Yeah.
John, what the hell is the kid's name? I forget. I feel bad. I'm sorry.
He was one of the 3?
Yeah.
One of the 3.
Yeah.
But anyway, they said Brian was in the basement, and they couldn't get him out.
Yeah, because I think Harry Ford, the wall collapsed.
The
on him.
wall collapsed on Harry, and it was John Dun.
No, it was not.
what
John
was it?
Dunleavy did die, but not in fire. It's more like in a pub.
Oh my goodness! But anyway, it was so. But how they found what happened was the chief eventually told me.
Just for the record, it was Harry Ford, Brian Fahey, and Lieutenant John Downing.
Downing,
Downing, right, John
not
Downing.
Dunleavy. Downing. I'm
That's
sorry.
that's tragic in itself with
Yes.
with Downing, with his son passed away a
Yes.
year later.
Son passed away. Yes. Yep. So anyway, but what happened was I had to go in there. But the tough part was that when I went into the hospital, I had a view. They said, well,
Oh yeah, look at him.
had to view the body.
Yeah.
And I said, holy shit. When I looked at him,
Just you, not Mary.
no, I wouldn't take my sister in.
Yeah, okay.
I said, she's not going in there.
Yeah.
I said, I'll do it. So I went in. He was blown up. You know, like expand. His body was
Like swollen.
like swollen, but he wasn't burnt. So I think he I know he died from inhalation. I know. I'm pretty sure that's obviously was the cause of death because he ran out of. You could hear, because they were listening to him.
Yeah, right.
You know, they were talking to him. Go, Brian, we're gonna get you. Brian, we're gonna get you. You know.
Yeah, and I heard a recording of it in the beginning. It was very like calm. He was like, "Yeah, guys, I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down in the basement. Yeah,
Right, I'm down in the basement.
Come get me."
Exactly what it was.
Right.
Guys, I'm down in the basement.
Yeah,
Come get me.
and you could hear it getting a little more,
Yes. Yes.
emergency as time went on.
Yes. Yep. And then you could hear the what do you call it? The alarm go.
The alarm. Yeah,
The alarm. Pass alarm.
Pass alarm. Right.
Pass alarm go off. And that was it. Then I had to come up and I had to look at him, and that was tough.
Yeah, I remember I was watching the news that night, and Brian Fahey's face came on. And I said, "Oh my God, it's Brian Fahey."
Yeah.
I was like, couldn't believe it.
Yep.
I thought the same thing. The guy was like a heroic type fireman. You know,
Yes.
very.
Oh, yeah.
So it's funny. My brother-in-law is in Baldwin.
Okay.
So he goes, "You know Fahey?" I said, "Yeah, I know Brian." It was during the fesh time. So he goes, "I went to a party at his house in Hempstead." I says, "Yeah." He goes, "Willie, I swear to God, it was like Animal House. There were empty
Yeah.
barrels of beer on the
Oh,
front lawn."
absolutely. That's exactly how he was. That's exactly how it was. That's exactly how he was. Yep.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, him and I did the fesh.
Yeah.
I'll say you firemen know how to drink. That's for
Yes,
sure.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to go pick up food for the fesh for like the day before.
Yeah.
I was out the night before. And I remember I woke up in the morning and my phone is ringing. The answer machine.
Yeah.
And it's Brian. And he's like, Willie, you're supposed to be here an hour ago. Willie, click. Rings again. Willie, I know you drunken bum. You were out last night. Get your ass out of that bed. And I'm looking at the phone. Do I commit at this point? Do I pick up that phone?
Oh, that fesh. When I will never forget. It was me, John Grillo. Do you remember John Grillo?
Sure.
John Grillo from Hempstead?
Yeah.
And the guys from the East Rockaway.
George Sandhouse.
Sanders. George Sanders.
Chief of the fire
Yeah, he
department.
was a chief. They were all chief. The Sanders brothers, they were chief.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're getting ready for. We're idiotic enough to just think about doing this again. This is the truth.
Yeah.
About thinking it again. So we'll decide that we're going to do it again. So we have to freaking fetch.
Yeah, well, listen, before you say you did it again, I went to some of the meetings, right?
Yes.
And we were up in Hempstead.
Yes.
Right? And the funny thing was,
Every night, every week, remember, it was like every week or something.
yeah, but you know what it was? You go there, and they would go like, all right, sweatshirts. And John Lapine would go,
Yes.
Yeah, I have 136 sweatshirts. And somebody would go, I heard there's people coming from Pennsylvania. Oh, you know what? You better order like 300 sweatshirts.
Yeah, we were assholes.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's wearing those sweatshirts for like 10 years after.
Absolutely. Afterwards.
You got a rig to check my oil? Yeah, it's a
It's a
fresh
sweatshirt.
sweatshirt.
Fresh sweatshirt. Oh, yes. That was crazy.
And then you thought you'd do it again.
I thought we were doing it.
Right there, buddy.
Oh, Willie's pointing to a fesh sign.
Oh,
It's on the wall.
There it is. 1992.
Like,
That's it.
Story of my life.
Noel Kingston.
Noel Kingston. Yep. Master of ceremonies. Wow, Jesus. I think I might have one of those signs.
I hope so, because there's 5,000 of them made.
They're in a pile with
You might have a
sweatshirts.
pallet full of them in the back of your garage.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That was a trip.
Yeah. I tell you what, I stayed there overnight because it was supposed to be in case anybody was stealing anything. I was staying Tommy Regan. Remember there was a camper?
Yes.
You guys, security was staying in the camper. Tommy Regan wakes me up like 4 o'clock. There's somebody out here. Let's go. We go, there's a guy getting cans and bottles. Like, hey, take them.
Did Louis stay with you?
No, I stayed with Regan one night, like the night of the fest, because we were drinking all day. Long. Like, yeah, we'll stay over. We got it. Yeah, that was sometime.
I don't even remember. Did we have a parade? I don't even remember.
No, remember we had to have a fundraiser to pay the bills.
I can tell you.
There's a shortage.
I can tell you about I have to tell you about the accounting of that. That was what's his name? That was Grillo. I go. Oh, this is great. We're gonna make a ton of money.
That was everything. Counting that money. Yeah.
I said we did 80 barrels of beer. I go, we have 80 barrels of beer. These people drank like fish, and I said, this is great. I go, you know something?
I remember this.
Change the sign or something. We're gonna make it great. So what the? Anyway, we changed. We did $2 a beer. Then it was $1 a beer or something like that. $1 beer.
Like it was out of style.
Like it was out of style.
then they realized at the end it was supposed to be $2 a beer.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, there goes your big plan.
Yeah. And I said, oh my God, this is great. Grillo, how much did we make? Oh. I go, what are you talking about, John? He goes, I don't think we did so good. I go, what do you mean? He goes, well, we owe like, and that was, we had, and we were involved with the fire department, with the police department too at one time, because that was, what's his name? What was the police, remember the police commissioner from Hempstead? He was a good friend of mine.
Oh, yeah.
Give me the name.
Well, it was his name Jimmy from Oceanside.
Oh, it was Jimmy Howe.
Jimmy Howe.
Jimmy Howe and the other guy.
Yeah, who was the chief then?
I don't know.
Another guy almost lost his job over.
Yes.
So you had to answer to them.
Yes. But we lost a lot of money.
Yeah, we had to have a fundraiser like 6 months later to pay the bills. But
That we incurred.
I remember going to the meetings and it just kept getting bigger and bigger, right? And it would be like, somebody said that they're trucking them in from Westchester County. Oh my God! All right, you know, double the beer. Remember, what if it rains? Let's get a tent. It was like $6,000 for a tent.
That tent costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
That was 120. That was 120 feet by 80 feet or something.
Oh
like
my
that.
God.
Yeah, and then the
That's a banquet.
live Irish entertainment was
Yes.
that was pretty good though. That was a good time.
Cherish the ladies.
Cherish the ladies and the
Yes.
it was the sons of what group was it? Like the sons of the Irish Rovers.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Couldn't get the Irish
right.
Rovers, but we got their kids.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, that was great. All those things that do.
But yeah, but you know, like there was a sad part of Brian Fahey, but there was a lot of good times with that guy, man. No,
You remember
no
him
matter
coming down the avenue on a horse, on a friggin' horse, riding a friggin' horse.
No, what about you? You, Brian, and Tommy Fahey, Brian Fahey in the
Taxi cab.
taxi cab. So it's a cop, a fireman,
Yes.
and a guy in a kilt
Kilt. Yes.
on St. Patrick's Day.
On St. Patrick's Day, and we're trying to get to
Yeah,
Second Avenue,
Patty Marin's place there.
First Avenue,
Katie Daly?
No.
Katie Gallagher?
Katie
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
or whatever. We're trying to get to a bar.
I think it's Katie Gallagher. Katie Daly's in Massapequa, right?
Yeah.
So I think Patty's was Katie
And we're
Gallagher.
trying to get to a bar anyway. So so I'm sitting in the back seat of this. We could grab a cab. Okay, it's me, Brian, and what's his name?
Tommy Ryan.
Tommy Ryan. Tommy Ryan has the kilt. And all I remember was him was he had like the sword. He had this big freaking sword. And he was a drummer. And we were in our outfits. So this poor taxi cab driver, now he's an Indian taxi cab, so he's like, you know. So he's going, I'm saying, we got to get to the bar. We have to get to this bar. So I'm saying, buddy, get to the bar. He's going, I saw it. Be careful, no. So I go, I don't care. We're cops. I go, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Blow the light.
Blow the light. Blow the light, buddy. It's okay. So this poor guy, is blowing lights left and right. Finally, I think he TA'd at the intersection.
he got T-boned.
He got T-boned at an intersection. And instead of saying, okay, take it, oh, okay, we'll take care of it, we freaking beat feet.
Oh my God.
And started freaking running.
And I goes to me, that door opened up, you saw a cop, a fireman, and a guy in a kilt take off running.
And all I remember is that sword or whatever the hell it was. I'm going, what that sword?
Oh, that poor man.
And we
That
ran,
poor cabbie.
and we left that guy. We left the poor cab driving the dust. And that was just one of the
Right?
things.
You're talking about Brian Fahey. There's always some shit like that
Yep.
involved. You know, some
absolutely.
stuff. man.
The thing with the horse, that was crazy. I go,
Yeah, Patty comes on this and he goes, no, Patty said not a horse. He says it was a life-size bull for a display. And he goes, the guy's going up 2nd Avenue, a Spanish guy, and he's dragging it up. And he goes, next thing we're standing there, here comes the bull spinning around with Brian Fahey on.
oh, yes.
Screaming, somebody stop this thing. And he goes, they stop it. Brian jumps off and starts throwing up all over. You don't remember? So we're in the German bar at the end of the parade.
Yes.
Heidelberg.
The Heidelberg.
Right. So
Yes.
we're in uniform. It was when Rudy Giuliani was cracking down on the on drinking.
Yes.
So Brian comes in and he goes, Willie, the bus is here. Well, we're not allowed to leave with drinks. I go, what are you talking about? I said, we're getting on the bus. So he's like, no, they're not letting us leave the bar with drinks. I go, who? He goes, the cops. I go, God, don't worry about it. I got it. So I walk to the door, and it's all young, brand new cops lined up there. So I go, guys, we're getting on that bus and we're leaving New York. We're in uniform. No, you can't come out with a beer. I'm taking 10 stops to get on that bus. You'll never see me again. You can't come out with beer.
Yeah.
So I go. So Brian is standing at the door, and Brian's going, I can go in, I can go out. I can go in, I can go out. So I'm looking at the cops, and I go, Brian, I think we could take these guys. So the lieutenant goes, Guy, you don't want to do that. You do not want to do that.
It was a trip.
Yeah, it was always a good time. All right, so
Those parties were good.
all right, so we'll wrap it up.
Okay, so that wraps up this
Thank you, Fred.
This session.
this episode of the Firehouse Chronicles, where we document history. Thanks again to our special guest, Fran Lenahan, and thank you, our listeners, for joining us. And if you enjoyed this episode, please tap those like and follow buttons, and be sure to subscribe to our channel so that you'll be notified of our next episode. Firehouse Chronicles is recorded live on tape and is a production of Penn Street Studios, all rights reserved. Outro tune licensed by stockmusic.com. Please be sure and come back for the next episode of the Firehouse Chronicles, where we document history. And until then, stay safe.
Yep.
Comes on after in post-production.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was good.
That's nice.
That's a good time, right?
Yeah.